I think just trusting myself. I think Jess is such a tough opponent, and honestly, yeah, I mean, I have belief in myself.
Centre court is soaked in that thick, grey London humidity, the kind that clings to your skin and makes every breath feel heavier than the last. The grass beneath their feet has been chewed up by 9 days of desperate rallies, and now, on this muggy Tuesday afternoon, two Americans who once called each other doubles partners are about to become enemies for 2 hours. This is not just a quarterfinal. This is a reckoning. Jessica Pegula, the fourth seed, walks out with the calm confidence of a woman who has nothing left to prove and everything left to gain. Across the net, Coco Gauff, 22 years old, carrying the weight of 2 Grand Slam titles but still chasing a ghost that has haunted her every single time she's stepped onto this lawn. Because here's the brutal truth nobody wants to say out loud. Coco Gauff had not won a single match on grass in 2 years before this tournament began. 2 years of doubt. 2 years of whispers. 2 years of watching other players glide across this surface while she stumbled. And now, in the biggest match of her Wimbledon career, the first game unravels exactly the way her doubters feared it would. Pegula pounces immediately, breaking Gauff's serve right out of the gate. The crowd gasps. Is this it? Is this the moment the pressure finally swallows her whole? Pegula doesn't let up. She hunts Gauff's forehand like a predator that's found the weak spot in the fence again and again, forcing error after error. 16 unforced errors pile up before the set is even finished. The scoreboard reads 6-4, and just like that, Jessica Pegula has stolen the first set. The stadium buzzes with that uneasy energy, the feeling that we might be watching an upset unfold in real time. Commentators lean forward in their booths. Is Coco Gauff's fairy tale run about to end in the quarterfinals? But here's what the crowd doesn't fully grasp yet, what the numbers are screaming underneath the surface. Coco Gauff has been here before. Not at Wimbledon, not on this grass, but in this exact emotional trench, down a set, backs against the wall, everyone waiting for the collapse. Entering this very match, she had won 17 Grand Slam contests after dropping the first set. 17 times she has stared into that abyss and clawed her way back out. This is her signature. This is the storyline that has defined her career. The comeback kid, the 3-set warrior. And so the second set begins, and something shifts. You can feel it before you can see it. Gauff's shoulders drop, her footwork tightens, and suddenly the same forehand that betrayed her minutes earlier starts finding the lines instead of the net. She breaks Pegula's serve once. Then again. The crowd that was murmuring about an upset just moments ago is now on its feet, sensing a swing in momentum they didn't expect. Gauff holds again, and closes out the set 6-3. The match is even. The war continues. Now we arrive at the moment that will define this entire afternoon. The third set, the decider. 2 brutal sets already in the books, bodies aching, minds fraying, and neither woman willing to blink. The early games trade evenly, 1 game apiece, the tension so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. Every point feels like it carries the weight of the entire tournament. Every unforced error draws a groan from thousands of throats at once. Then it happens. Tied at 1 game apiece, Gauff finds an opening. She breaks Pegula's serve at 15, stealing the momentum at the exact moment it mattered most. It's not a knockout blow. Not yet. But it's the crack in the dam, the first sign that the tide has turned for good. Now Gauff has to do the hardest thing in tennis. She has to close it out. She has to serve for a place in the Wimbledon semifinals with her former doubles partner standing across the net, refusing to go quietly. And she does it. Point by point, game by game, Coco Gauff holds her nerve and closes out the third set, 6-3, sealing a stunning victory. 4-6, 6-3, 6-3. 2 hours of pure attrition. And when the final ball lands out of Pegula's reach, Gauff can barely believe what she has just accomplished. For the first time in her career, she has reached the Wimbledon semifinals. Afterward, standing on the very court that once seemed to reject her, she doesn't hide her disbelief. Pretty insane, honestly, she admits, considering I hadn't won a match on grass in 2 years before this tournament. It's a stunning admission, a reminder of just how far she has traveled in a matter of weeks, transforming from a player written off on this surface into a semifinalist standing 1 win away from a shot at the title. But her story of resilience isn't the only one being written on this historic lawn. Just hours earlier, On an adjacent court, another quiet storm was brewing. Karolina Muchova, the 10th seed from Czechia, stepped in against the 14th-seeded Naomi Osaka, a former champion who knows exactly what it takes to win Grand Slam titles. The first set stretches all the way to a tiebreaker, a nerve-shredding battle where every point could swing the match in either direction. Muchova claws her way through it, winning the breaker 7-4, and that single moment of triumph becomes the spark for everything that follows. She rides that wave straight through the second set, closing it out 6-4, and secures her own place in the Final Four with a straight-set statement win. So now the picture is set. Two Americans who once stood on the same side of the net as partners will not meet again this tournament, because Coco Gauff has punched her ticket to face Karolina Muchova in the semifinals, a matchup nobody could have fully predicted when this tournament began. And this story doesn't exist in isolation. While the women's draw was producing chaos and comebacks, the men's side of the draw was proving just as unforgiving. Jannik Sinner, the tournament's top seed, needed every ounce of composure he had to survive Germany's Jan-Lennard Struff, grinding through a 4-set battle that included not one but two nerve-jangling tiebreakers before escaping 7-5, 7-6, 3-6, 7-6. Since climbing back from a 2-1 deficit in his opening match of the tournament, Sinner has not dropped a single set across his last 4 matches, a streak of dominance that puts him on a collision course with tennis immortality. Elsewhere, Alexander Zverev dismantled Jiri Lehecka in straight sets to punch his own ticket into the semifinals, while the final quarterfinal spot came down to a heavyweight clash between Felix Auger-Aliassime and the 7-time champion himself, Novak Djokovic, a match that promised fireworks all its own. But make no mistake, the headline pouring out of the All England club this Tuesday belongs to Coco Gauff, a player who arrived at this tournament with grass-court doubts trailing behind her like a shadow, who fell behind against one of the toughest competitors in the sport, and who once again reached inside herself to find the fight that has made her one of the most compelling athletes in the world. The comeback kid has done it again. And now, with a semifinal against Karolina Muchova standing between her and the final, the question hanging over Wimbledon is no longer whether Coco Gauff belongs on this grass. It's how far she can ride this improbable, electrifying run.